Good morning, everybody. It's Stephanie Kakras here with your weekly Wealth and Abundance Energy reading from the 15th to the 21st of July 2019. So welcome. If I look a little bit worse for wear this morning, it's because I was up very early in the morning watching the most incredible sport on TV. We had the Wimbledon final classic, and we also had the World Cup cricket final, both in London, and they both came down to the wire. And for those of you who don't know me, I actually have a master's in sports psychology, and I wouldn't say I'm a sport nut, but I am a fan of sport, and I love nothing more than watching people to really perform at their best when it counts. And yeah, just really, really inspiring stuff. So, you know, and rather than do that in the sport domain, I love now doing it in the domain of helping people who are in business for themselves, or CEOs of companies, or in positions where they really want to get the best out of themselves in order to make a difference in the world. And you know, there's a lot that we can learn from athletes and the way that they perform at their peak, and the way that they have up times and down times. And yeah, it was really inspiring stuff. So on to the card reading for this week. It's actually quite similar, the energy, to last week. I pulled different cards, but the message is quite similar. And without further ado, I shall get into that. I'll just see who's joined and say hello before I start talking, because I get distracted when I'm trying to talk, and I see people joining and I stop to say hello. So I can see Tracy there. I haven't got anyone else on yet that I can see, but that's all good. If you watch the replay later on, just pop in #replay or say hello, and let me know if this has resonated with you. So the first card that came out is from Alana Fairchild's Crystal Mandala Oracle. So before I hit go on the live, I intuitively choose a couple of decks, and I choose a couple of cards from those decks, and I ask for guidance as to what the collective and what the people who are watching this video need to know to help them with their wealth and abundance this week. So the first card that I chose is Ascended Master Merlin and Mystic Merlinite. And Merlin is the magician, and the card is Read the Energy. So just holding that card up, have a look at the magical shape of the geometrical pattern in there. Looks like two beautiful classic cut diamonds to me. Lots of depths of different dimensions within that picture. Now, this card is basically saying that you have the capacity to read the energy of situations, and it's really important as our vibrations continue to rise, as they have been over the last couple of years in particular, that you continue to practice reading the energy of what's going on around you. Now, this has actually come up in a few conversations lately, and something that I've been sharing is about tapping into your intuition and about where you need to be going with your business or in your life in order to make a difference. Because our human brain, our ego, often gets really attached to plans and to the way that to things unfolding the way that we expect them to unfold, or the way that we've imagined that they need to unfold. And, you know, I spoke about this last week, but I'll say it again because it's obviously coming up for a reason, to really be guided about your next step and to ask for higher guidance, rather than to be trying to plan things with your own sort of human conscious brain. So if you get an inspired idea, to sit with that idea, to journal it out, to plan it out and then to wait for those opportunities to come to you and to continue to feel into your own body and feel, is that a really good idea? Is this going to move me forward? Do I feel really inspired about this? And, you know, if you continue to be inspired about it, talk to your trusted ones about it or whatever, then, you know, follow that step. And even if you can't see how it's going to unfold, you can't see where it's going to head to lead you in the sort of a medium to longer term, don't worry too much about that. Just as long as you can see the first step and that feels really aligned, trust that, okay? So there's that first card. This card is also about reading the energy of people and situations and places. And you know, if you're working with clients, if you're a healer or some kind of a coach, or you're working with people in some way, which, you know, most people, even in your own relationships, this card is encouraging you to sense what's underneath what people are saying. So what they might be saying might be on a certain level, but there's always more depth to that conversation. And so read what's underneath, and you know, if it's appropriate, you might be able to feed back to them and say, oh, you know, I'm wondering if you're feeling this, but I wonder if there's something deeper going on, if that feels appropriate for you. Okay, so be careful of boundaries. You know, we don't want to get, you know, in really deep with acquaintances and people that we don't know very well. But if you've got that kind of relationship with someone and, you know, you ask for permission, is it okay? You know, I'm feeling like there's something else going on. Is that okay if I share that with you? If they say no, you need to respect that. But yeah, I'm feeling that, okay, I'm getting back to, okay, it's more about where you're headed in the next, especially this week. Look out for those signs and any inspired ideas. And if there's been an idea that's been mulling over a little period of time, maybe it's time for you to actually start taking some action on that. Take the first step this week. So that's the first card. So the second card is Ascended Master Jesus and Rosophia, and it's a meaningful sacrifice. Okay, so this card, the message of this card is that you are maybe feeling like you've continued to give and give and give and sacrifice yourself, hoping that things will come good because you're doing all the inner work and you're doing all the vibration. And this card is saying that you need to keep going with that and that you will be really highly rewarded when the time is right. So, you know, it's one thing that I really love reminding my clients is that, you know, we need to be really patient and we need to keep doing what we're doing. We need to keep giving. We need to keep lighting people up. And it's important to dream and have fun and play with what it's going to be like when all that abundance comes back to us. So, you know, everything in life needs to be in balance with giving and receiving. And this is the way I see it. And I see it as, you know, a lifetime of, you know, half a lifetime of giving. At some point it's going to turn around. It's going to become, you know, the other half of the life is receiving. So this is a card of hope and of saying, just hang in there, keep doing the amazing work that you're doing, and follow the energy, follow your heart, or follow your intuition, or whatever it is, and all will be well. So the third card that I chose for this week is from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid, and in line with the other two cards, this is the Turkey Spirit, which is about giving with gratitude and grace. So it's about being really generous with your time. And, you know, if you're feeling a bit burnt out, if you're feeling like you're just giving and giving and giving and not receiving enough in return, then it's really important that you balance your energy and give to yourself. So, you know, the ways in which each day I give to myself are, you know, going for a walk in nature. You know, I access a lot of energy from Mother Earth, from the trees, and, you know, from other people around me, from my loved ones, from my colleagues, my beautiful colleagues who I call, and, you know, we chat and we share ideas, and you know, to me that keeps me going, making sure I get enough sleep, and also following my intuition and following my heart with what it is that I want to do. I've also doing some work that's outside my business, that's different to my core business, so that I can get some income that way as well, and you know, take the pressure off, you know, the constant striving and feeling like I need to sell myself and all that kind of thing. And I feel, you know, and so that I feel really aligned, and I keep giving, and I know that things are going to turn around. And the same is the same message for you guys as well watching this. So I shall just see if who else has joined. I can see Teresa, good morning. Yes, I was in my element in the morning, even though it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, watching those amazing athletes do their thing. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Francis. Nice to see you. Hey, Kate. Hey, Sabrina. I hope that everyone has a wonderful week. It's actually my husband's birthday today, so I'll say a public happy birthday to Pete. He stayed up most of the night. He just couldn't bring himself to go to bed, and after it ticked midnight, he figured, well, it was his birthday, so he could stay up. And the remote controls never had quite that much of a workout, flicking between the tennis and the cricket. Yeah, incredible performances by all of them. So the other thing that I wanted to mention today is that I'm very close to launching my oracle cards that I've written, and they are for parents to help them when they don't know quite what to do with their children. I have a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I bring all of my experience as a parent, as well as all my experience with spirituality and with personal development, and helping people to achieve their full potential. And I've brought all that knowledge in together, and you know, it's been like a passion project for me to do that, because it's not, I don't really want to be a parenting coach, or I don't think I do. Perhaps the universe has a different thing in mind for me, but I felt really continually drawn to go back to them and to keep working on them. And I've finished those. And, you know, it's a perfect example of this card about reading the energy, because I started these parenting oracle cards when my son was about 2 or 3 years old. It was where I got the idea from them. And it's really been in the past 12 months that I keep coming back to them, and I keep working on them. And some things have unfolded along the way, which I'll share when I'm gonna do a mini launch. I'm gonna do a Facebook Live and share the cards and tell the stories behind them. But it's been a perfect example of my ego needing to get out of the way, because it's not in alignment with my business vision and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of on a different track, even though it's still about helping people to reach their full potential. And so I've just had to go with that, and it's been fun. I've just made it really fun, and I've loved doing it. So I'm very close to launching that, so keep an eye out for that as well. If you need some support with any of your business or personal goals or anything like that, please reach out. Thank you for watching, and I shall catch you again next Monday at the same time. Bye, everyone. See you next time.